Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? You guys are having a good day, and today we'll be learning how to draw snakes, wyverns, and dragons. So I wanted to do snakes with these two mythological creatures because I think they're actually pretty similar in terms of their texture. So it'll be useful to learn how to draw like the skin of a snake, and use that on learning how to use the how to draw the skin of a dragon or wyvern. Okay, so I'm gonna hide the subtool window because I was doing some shading yesterday on a piece, so this is good. You guys got a sneak peek of all the references. Before I get started on texture, I want to get started on this reference study. So make sure it's on black. Okay. Snakes. I like to use let's do 50% for the sketch layer. I feel like that's my go-to nowadays. So I want like an oval shape, right? And then it kind of routes down here, then goes upwards. I'm gonna make the rough outline of the shape. Something like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these circles. And I want this to flare out more as I'm coming around this edge, and this part is kind of not visible first. Okay, and ignore. This should be this. Like this, then it goes back up. I know it's a bit messy, but all will be cleaned up when we do the final. Switch to my second pen. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of follow along. I want it to be more curved here, curves upwards. And come up here, right. My hands are a bit wet because I was brushing my teeth. Then it kind of comes here, and then we have this big hunch. Alright, this big hunch downward. I'll make this a bit cleaner. Here. I may have exaggerated this a bit, but that's okay. You want this part to inward. Sometimes you want this to come over here. So like this. I know a lot of parts won't be visible. This part. Then want this to kind of wrap around the tree branch, and then make this kind of come up here. It's going to block the larger segment in the back, right? And then kind of come over here. Right. I'm gonna lower the opacity of this. I think we got the general shape, so I'm gonna draw the head. Kind of comes down like this. I want to maintain the shape of my this, and I want this to stretch more. I want this to be more rounded here. Smooth the shape of it. Then I want this. I'm gonna fix this part a bit. I'm getting a lot of latency today for some reason. So a lot of lag. This kind of comes down. this. I really think this side was a bit like exaggerated. I want to curve this a bit inward, like here. Yeah. Then with this part. I'm going to connect this so it looks congruent. And I'm going to curve this down a bit. And I don't like this part. This is annoying. I think this looks more accurate. This part isn't accurate either. I just want this to connect with a smooth transition. And this part can also go with a smoother transition. I think. Then kind of under the neck. There to be more line. Yeah, kind of like equal spacing. So like this. Kind of want the bench to be like this, or bench kind of goes down like this. It's kind of like resting. Resting. Resting like this. I want to move this head a bit. To protrude out a bit more. just kind of like refining the shape. Something like this maybe. Or just shift the whole thing kind of downward. And let me clip this edge too. Like this. Yeah, I spent a little bit more time on this than I should have, but it's okay. Eyes are like somewhere here. You see some kind of protrusion. And it's kind of 3D almost. Decide. Conforms to side. Make sure that there's a place for the fork tongue. Like this. It's not the best, but the head a bit bigger. I'm gonna downsize this. At some points, maybe I can fix a bit. That's fine. Let's go back to the sketch. Like this. Like this, like, yeah, when I do this, I kind of want to choose so much. Realize it doesn't have to be the most smooth, it just needs to be smooth enough. Something like this, it's like a little triangle here. It's kind of hard to see the mouth. So like this. And I think it's actually curved a bit more upwards, especially this part. So what we'll do is take this. mouth to be a lot bigger. Remember that when I do the landscape later. This to cover more. For some reason, there's this kind of like separation in the back. Cover the mouth here. Kind of opens up like this. Bottom part to be slightly larger as well. Okay. This like triangle structure curves inward. This lot of muscles here. Then the mouth kind of goes like this. Then the fangs kind of like this. Like this. Then maybe this ball has to be a bit rounded. And then we want the eyes somewhere like here. too accurate. I'm going to make this part come down. A lot of lag again. I wonder if it's like a system issue, or is something else. This is a bit too high. What I'm doing is I'm gonna take this, sit down a bit. There you go. Like this, and you can kind of, if you want, you can kind of draw the parts that kind of like wrap around. Right. I can draw this. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother drawing it back. This, and this one kind of wraps around, so this one should be a bit smoother. If you want, you can draw like kind of like underbelly kind of curve. I think that's fine actually. Yeah, I think that's fine. If you want, you can make this part a bit more curved. this here. As you can see, two distinct poses of snakes, and I like this one. This one is pretty cool. So let's do this. I think I do like my first pen a lot more. My second pen. The head kind of comes down a bit, then goes up like this. The head, or the head should be this region. That should be like here. Actually, kind of like this, like a lot bigger. And I want this part to come out. Here. Get the basic outline of this. This, like this, jutting out for the eyes. This. Maybe I do want the bottom to be a bit thicker. This, maybe angle it a bit. And to revise the sketch, they kind of come down here. So I feel like this was a bit too blocky. Looks like this, but it angles upwards like this. this. Like this. Like this. Curve back in. Does it have more details? The roof of its mouth is kind of indent here. More indent here. It looks alright. Pretty complicated shape, I'm not gonna lie. Seems like the more details you add, the better it looks. So I'm just gonna stick with that principle. Like this. And let's do some scale practice. I think this is a good one for scales. So the idea is kind of, you want this kind of let me make another layer. I'll call this scale sketch. Yeah, the idea is kind of to like, it's especially hard for 3D meshes, but kind of like follow this let's make the opacity higher. too straight. I want there to be variance to make it look 3D. I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like doing the rest of this, so I'm gonna cut it here, seems fine. Then for the rest of these, it's kind of like a diagonal pattern, so this. Actually, I don't like this at all. It should be more structured. Let me see this. I think they're good. And then I'm gonna make another one here. Let's start from these. I don't like it. save this. I'm trying to make these scales as clean as possible. This, okay. I think it looks 3D enough. And now I'm gonna go back to the reference and see how they did it. So I'm gonna do every 2. Gonna make this outline a bit nuanced. So to give it more of a kind of texture almost. And then I'm going to add some skin. The face. This. Make this a bit bigger. this. And I'm gonna add a little grid. Shift this up. Let me see. I want to separate this a bit. Here. I want this color to be I want this to be a bit darker for the inner part now. Like this. Like this. Like this, maybe. I don't know why I'm shading the mouth. Normally I don't shade, but I just think this one looks so good. Like the reference that I had to shade. And oops. So like this maybe. And I want something a bit louder here. Want this part to be mostly in light, so even darker values for the inside of the mouth. Like these areas through here. And this part going to the inside of the mouth. This part. This part here. And we want this part to be a bit darker here. Anyway, it's not the best, but I think it's okay. And I want these parts to be partially shaded. Here, maybe here. Okay. I think that's good. So I'll move on. I like this one. I'm gonna take a break, but when we come back, we'll be doing wyverns and dragons. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So we are going to be doing dragons now. So dragons and wyverns are two fundamentally different creatures. Here's a good depictions. Here dragons have 4 limbs. They have front legs and hind legs, whereas wyverns only have hind legs. And if you guys have ever watched the TV show Game of Thrones, you guys know that the 3 dragons that Daenerys owned are actually all wyverns and not dragons, because they only have hind legs. That's just a little pet peeve of mine, that they should just call them wyverns, but dragons obviously sounds cooler. So here are some stylized wings, I'll call them. So the good thing about drawing mythical creatures is that there's no references, and the bad part is that there are no references. So what I mean by that is you can draw mythological creatures as complicated, as beautiful, as detailed as you like, and nobody can really say anything about it because they don't really exist. But then again, because you can draw, a lot of people make some I would call anatomical mistakes, because like dragons, wyverns, beasts, they're still animals to an extent, right? So they still have muscle groups that work together, right? So a mistake I do see is sometimes the wings are directly connected to the upper part of the arms, for like a dragon, which doesn't really make sense because there should be separate appendages. So that's like the fun part of mythological creatures. And here, for the stylized wings, we do see one thing in common, which is that there is a very wide there's a very wide part on the top, and then you kind of divide it into like these like smaller parts, and then you can like curve it in for a divot. You can make it curve this way, right? Make a curve out like this way, right? And then for the wings, you can add more pointy parts, right? You can extend this out, right? And then you can also add these claws up top, right? So here on the side, we also see different kinds. There's the ones that are more structured. So actually, like I like this one the most because it looks the coolest. But I don't know, some people like more feathery types, and this one is just like a skeleton dragon. This one is like more like nature based. So I can't read any of these, so I don't know what they're saying. But these are just different types of wings we can structure ourselves with, right? Here's a kind of anatomy, even though they don't exist. We can kind of make rationale for it, kind of, for wyverns. So I'm gonna start off with like a it's a good area. Let me draw here. So let me make this kind of oval shape for the head. And the skull, they're kind of reminiscent of like dinosaurs, because they were based on mythology. They were actually derived from dinosaurs, from folklore, kind of, right? So their skeleton is mostly based on the kind of skeletons you see in like TV shows, movies with like the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it's kind of good out like this. Right. And so I'm gonna draw this part. So something that I would say is a bit different between dragons and other, or just like other animals would be drawn, is they have like very long extendable necks. So that leads itself to necks that look like this, right? We can give it more mass like this, right? Like this, right? And then body, no body. Right. So I want this closer actually. They have like some kind of like a bigger belly, and I draw this for the arms. Right. I'm gonna mark out the joints where they are, so it's easier. Right. Like this, right? And then this one has like 3 finger-esque appendages at the end. Plus a 1 curl here, but like this, like this, right? I connect them like so, and I connect it, but not to the elbow. You kind of want to connect it back to the main body, and then there's a kind of outward curl here. It's not like directly sticking to the bone, because otherwise the bone would be exposed. There's no reference for the hind legs, but I can attempt to draw them anyways. Right. Let me see if I have a good one. Right, like this one. Right. Its legs kind of bent forward like here. Actually, no. I think it looks more like this. Just bends downward, and then kind of bends back, then down forward again. Like this. So with this, right? Yeah, this might be a bit big, so let me resize this. Like this. Once again, we're drawing wyverns, so they only have the hind legs, and if you want, you can draw the other one, right, as well. It won't be too visible, but it will look something like this. Right, for the tail, you can just draw whatever, right? Curve. This way. And then I do like this picture. So let me see. This dissect what this is exactly. So they have the horns. Horns can be anything, but like this. That looks like hair. So we can do something like this. Okay, I think those are pretty cool horns. And then we have the fire sacks. So this part should actually be angled out here, maybe. It we do like fire dragons. I don't know if everybody likes them. I like them, so I want this stomach part to come out more. Right. Most of this is pure muscle. Yeah, so we have the pulmonary air sacs, the small expanding rib cage, somewhere like here, like here. Actually, yeah, like here. And then the muscles, something like this. Right. Appendages, and then kind of like the air sac here. Okay. I'll ink this. Not that it matters because it's just a very quick sketch. This now can be however pointed you want, but I'm just drawing. Oops. I'm just drawing something that I like. I want to code this up a bit more. Something like this. I think these are kind of small, so I'm going to enlarge them. Right. There we go. Now it looks like a terrible lizard, as the name goes. Right. I'm gonna check the reference. Okay. So I think this looks good. I did it here. And it's kind of very smooth transition here. Right. I want to highlight the appendages, make it buffer, and this part. I want them to make it more pointy. Right. This, make it more pointy, right? Then you can give the wings more structure, actual legs. Right. And I do feel like they're a bit small, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this top part, enlarge it. There we go. And I'm gonna shave off this part. And I'm gonna just this part. I find myself enjoying drawing animals a lot now. Now that I have a better understanding of how they actually function, and just like the basic construction of different kind of animals. So I do think if you know the basics to drawing cats and dogs, you can pretty much draw anything you want. Because in the end, they're all very similar in structure. I'm not gonna draw the other one. I'm lazy. eyes are like up here most of the time. And then wings. I want to check the other weapons. Let's check this. And I don't like the curve of this, so I'm going to do this. Curve this more and more. Here. And I'm going to add some details. Add more details to the edge because it makes it look cooler. Right? I like the structure. I kind of want to show like this, like a cavity here for the arm. Right. And then I'm gonna finish off the tail. This looks good. I think workable. Connect the tail back here. Let me find a good reference for the head. So maybe I think it's better if you dip the head down, because I think mine looks more like a lizard, some kind of weird good animal than an actual dragon. Like the dragon. It's kind of look like this maybe. And the mouse can actually, pretty far. Right. And since it's kind of like a perspective piece, I kind of want to angle this downward a bit. For perspective pieces to be look actually good, I'm gonna do this. It kind of looks weird right now, mostly because this part is flat. I'm gonna do this. This looks cool. Kind of move these spikes back a bit. So this. Angle this down a bit. Perspective, different piece. The eyes, I'm going to redraw the eye. And I think this part's too long. I'm going to cut this off a bit. Shift this entire part forward. This. This side. Give the eye more detail. Most of the time, dragon eyes are very detailed. Not too much detail. Based on dragon anatomy, we know that the front is for tearing and the back is for chewing, and you just know that because that's most predator animals. Stack like this, and we want this way. I don't know what I'm drawing. I'm just drawing something I think looks good, like this. Yeah, and teeth goes pretty back. So this is my version of a dragon. We can always give it more detail with the underbelly, like this, if you want, like this. Then, yeah, I think that's alright for wyvern. Detail here. It's fine. Okay. The god had descended upon us, greatest revenge for springs and you. Hey, thanks for joining, and I appreciate that, but I don't think I don't think I'm a god yet. I'm just having fun with wyverns and dragons. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I did do a snake study. And there are multiple snake studies, but this one is my favorite one. So yeah. Let's see. So we have about an hour, 11 minutes left. So I had plans to get through a couple of references. These are the reference studies I have. So I'm gonna do a bit of the talents, the claws. I've never drawn claws before, so this is my first time. So let's imagine these things as like hands of some kind, right? And then they have like 4 of them, like kind of pointing out like this, right? And then you have one in the back, and then you have one coming out like a thumb, like this, right? So like this. It curves a bit, right? This one curves inward a bit. This one curves like this a bit. And reed hands, yes, the classic Arknights reference. So I'm just gonna like kind of curve out like this a bit. Then just gonna and the claws are kind of like curve outward and curve inward again, like this. I can expect to the hand like this, and then do that for the other one. It's gonna kind of be blocked by the purview of the other hand. I'm gonna make this a bit wider. Then this one. They're kind of fun to draw actually. They're kind of just like very wide, like C shapes, but not really. Like this. And then something like this here. And if this is too outward, I'll just bend it back later. Right. This is a pretty thick one. Like this. So like this, right? Kind of connect back here. I see this connection here. And so this is going to be, so I'm going to shove everything inward because this is too close to the edge over there. Actually, I'm going to make this part, before I move it, I want to make this part larger. And this is just something I like to do. Even though it may not be exact. You might get the lasso, and I don't concern myself with exactness because I don't believe in perfection. I only believe in as close to perfection as possible. So like this, maybe. And then for the top part, delete this part. This one. This. Look at this. It's alright. It's not the best, but it will do, right? And we want this to be a bit more level. Right. Then we can trim this part like this. Then this part to keep it more mass here. It's kind of oval shape, and I think the reason why it looks kind of weird is because of the talons, the claws. So they're kind of like teeth in a way. They're not like too sharp at the edge, but they're also like not too rounded. So they have like this kind of like structure, right? Something like this. Want to make this part thicker, right? And give this part more like scale and volume, right? Like this part here, and this part here, right? And gonna add more scaly details on the other side as well. I'm starting to like this. Right. I'm gonna give the outline more width value. Then I'm gonna drag this part. Should be angled a bit here. Right. Right. This part should be angled like this. Right. Kind of. This part come over here. Right. And for this platform to be more sharp. So I think I had a bit of a perspective issue when I was trying to sketch. It's fine. We corrected it. Like this. I'm gonna throw this to the side, and we can start another one. So what I learned from this is basically it's just like human hands, except the scales make it protrude way more, especially the scale here, right? The scale here, it makes the joints almost protrude out because of this scale indentation. And then the claws themselves they're not really like super sharp. They're more like teeth almost. They're like teeth on your fingernail. So like they're supposed to like grab on, latch onto your prey. So they curve outwards a bit and then inwards. So when they do that grabbing motion, they clench onto the prey like super tight. Let's see. So this is another kind of so the one I just drew, they're more reminiscent of hands almost, right? Like they latch onto prey. This one is like the hind legs, right? You need a strong foundation to support such a massive body, and this is especially more true for wyverns because they're two-legged creatures. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sketch. Let's start with like some kind of joint here. Like you can see some kind of like joint here, right? Kind of curve inwards and then they curve outwards almost, right? Like this. Right. So I'm gonna draw with the joint saw because I think it's much more easier for me to see where everything is supposed to be. And this part is mostly they kind of angle out a bit, and it's kind of attached to the side. Then it's kind of coming down, like you can kind of see the structure of the connection. Right. So I'm gonna just draw the toes. They're almost like more rounded shapes. This one needs to bend more out like this. I'm drawing pretty fast because I don't think there's the ones later on will probably take me more time. So I'm just doing like a very basic sketch, right? And then let the claws kind of come outwards. So the difference between this and the hand is basically like for the hand, you kind of just it's kind of the same except the feet. So I don't really know what to say. They have like teeth on the feet, if you catch, you know what I mean. This like this. Right. This can be oval like this. This is bigger, so that's fine. Right. I'm gonna start. So with the tracing, not tracing, but the line off. Let me change my marker. I don't think that will actually be visible, so I'm gonna do this one next. This part next. Actually, this part next. It's kind of like a feet, kind of curves like this, and you want the toes to kind of maybe not too. There's not too much curvature for the feet, so I'm gonna decrease the curvature. I think I could a bit much. Now for this one, do this. Then it's kind of like for this one, I think it's kind of on the side. Like this almost. Now just to curve down here, actually, then just curve this. This can go like this. Kind of curve this. this. Then curve downward. Go back in. Then I'm gonna decrease the size of this a bit. I think it's a bit too big. Okay. Like this. Do something like this. And then for this one, we do see kind of like a separation here, like a divot here. Something like this. I think it's starting to look a bit good. Go down here. Right. Set this. This. I do think this part can be a bit more rounded. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Round. This should come down here. It should kind of round off at the bottom. And I think this part should be here. Alright, so like this. Right. So it's not the best, but we're really concerned with just getting the basic idea across. We're not concerned with perfection. I always keep that in mind on my stream. I don't want to sound like a dictator, but the idea is that the more time you spend on perfecting something, the less time you have to actually learn the basics. At least that's how it is for me. I'm very slow. You can probably see that in my older streams. When I just started out, I would spend a long time on fundamentals. Even on this stream, I spent a lot of time on the snake when I first started. So here's something I see, right? This part needs to be bigger. It needs to be bigger, and then some of these are way too sharp, so I'm gonna truncate this a bit. Right. So now I want this to kind of come out here like this. So it should be round near the edge, but it should be a bit flatter at the bottom. And then from perspective kind of view, I still think this is a bit too big. I was like flipping my canvas a lot. I think it's become my habit at this point. So I'm gonna shrink this down a bit, then move this down a bit. I want to be kind of level, but not level, because due to perspective, you should see some kind of shape like this. I'll flip the canvas of this. So not the best. As I said earlier, I don't know how many times I've said that. Actually, I do want this part to be a bit more curved. Yeah. Like this. Okay, yeah. I think this is good enough. Yeah, let me just move this to one side now. Oops. So 52 minutes left. Okay, so we got through all the basics of the wings, the body structure, the claws, Wow, I have a lot of references. Okay. Here's a dragon. Once again, I'm gonna start with the head. This head is a bit rounded, actually. Body somewhere like here. Here. Tail is somewhere like here. I want the body to curve up like this. Like this. I think I'm getting better at recognizing how to draw bodies. You want something like this for the hind legs, and this for the front legs, right? And then let me see. And then for the hind legs, do something like this. I'm using a different technique now, but it's fine. It doesn't matter what technique you use. Right. So from this point of view, it's kind of like just flat. Give it a little volume, but not too much. Right, so like this. I drew this too tall, so I'm going to do is take this, move it upwards like this. Then, oops. The other hand says somewhere like here. Let's just pretend this is a completely flat view. So it should come down somewhere like this, right, somewhere like this. Just move everything up here, up more, up more. This part here, over here. I drew this part too muscular. Oh, I drew the bottom part too. I hope the structure is coming across. It should look something like this then, but it looks more flat at the bottom too, which is kind of interesting. Oh, I guess it's very short feet, like super small. And then we wanna move this part. That one's like here. Okay, I'm not gonna truncate this anymore. It's fine the way it is. Any shorter and it's gonna literally be a lizard. So hind legs we saw here. Make this in line. It's too big. So just remember the feet is like somewhere here. I'm just more used to taller dragons, not shorter ones. No offense to shorter dragons, but just not really my type. I'm gonna shrink this down. It's looking a bit big. And Let's give this more structure. Let's make this more rigid here. We can give its neck more volume. This, and then its wings kind of come off here, and gonna kind of do the same thing we did prior. So you see it has one appendage here, four coming out here. Right. Boop, ba, ba, then ba, then ba. Then kind of wraps around like this. Wraps around like this. Kind of wraps around like this, and before it connects all the way to the active body, it kind of divots like this. I don't know why it has two tails. Is that a wing or is that a tail? What? You know, it's whatever. I'm just gonna draw a tail. I don't care what. I don't care what shenanigan this is. Right? Something like this, right? This gives us a bit more volume for the wings. Kind of curves like this. Yeah, we kind of see the muscular features from what we talked about before. Kind of like hands, but then not really hands. For some reason, this kind of wraps down too. I think it's a bit hard to see. It's a good drawing, but it's just a bit hard to see sometimes. So I'm gonna draw the head like this. Right. And now I can point outwards a bit. And I'm going to make it stubby legs. I don't know why I made it look like shoes. To make it not look like shoes, you need to make this part flatter. This. So like this. So look like shoes. Let's do this. So like this. And then I want the back to curve more. Okay. I want this to point outward, like the elbows. Kind of. Not really. I want this to kind of have the same shape as the other one. Like this. It's not really flat, so I'm gonna shoot this up. Yeah, it's flat. Okay. Body. You can see for most dragons, there's a more extreme curve. And then if you want, you can do kind of downward, a bit down for the body, but it doesn't have to be. So I'm gonna follow the muscle structure. this. That looks like the dragon, but it doesn't. It looks like this little penises on its feet. You didn't hear that from me. Oh shit, I forgot to draw the other feet. That's why. Let's draw it here. This. The best thing. This. I'm still not too good at muscles yet. I'm just really just drawing based on primal instinct. I want this to curve out more. I want the appendages to be, well, the spikes to be visible. This, then kind of curve inwards. This, then like this, then like this. Follow the line. Right. Something like this. Add more details if you want. I'm not gonna bother. Okay, you see the eyes. Eyes are somewhere here. Draw the muscle here. Yeah. Then like this. Yeah, okay. I think we have the basic outline. Dragon. You can always add more detail as you see fit. Right. You can make the muscles more complicated. You can make it more structured. But for me, I think this is probably enough. Yeah. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. The wyvern. My legs kind of hurt. Okay. For formal references, I really like these heads, but I don't know if we have time. And these, and this. Okay. So what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably do 50. Probably just gonna create the general shape. Mouth. Kind of like this, right? here's something else we're gonna do. I'm going to load the references that I have, and I'm just gonna trace over them, and try to learn something from them. Because honestly, I don't think I have enough time to draw them all by one. Even if I go super speed. So let me check my dragon references. Not this one, not this one, this one, not this one. Okay. I'm pretty sure I had another one, but this one. 1, 2. Yeah, where's this one? Oh no, this one exists. Yeah, where's this one? Oh, interesting. I'm gonna do this one first. I'm gonna set everything in this folder to 50% opacity. So I'm gonna start with the head. So let's just do this for the head. For the body, it's so muscular too. This kind of curve. This thing kind of wraps around. They curve like this. And you can kind of draw this just like how I draw snakes if you want. All these curves. But this is a difficult pose. Like this. Got the joints here. Like this. This. Feet. Somewhere here. No, super messy. But we're just deconstructing wings. Wings, I've noticed they come in trapezoidal shapes. That gives them most of the variance, right? Split this here. Can split this here, right? Everything is either triangles or trapezoids to some extent. Once you get good enough, or not good enough yet, but you can definitely see where everything looks like. Here, this part, triangle, square, well, not square, but rectangle. I do this way, and these basically. I wish I had more time, or I drew faster. Doesn't really matter. curve the tail, just make it look as good as possible. Okay, and then for the head, it's kind of like it's a perspective piece, so I want it to be more deconstructed, more like this. Alright. Try like this. Okay, I think that's good enough. You go to this side or something, I don't know. Okay, now this one is done. I want to do this one. I don't know where the reference is. Where's the reference? Should be under dragon. Oh, is it under wyvern? Is that what? No wonder. My mistake. Okay. This kind of looks like something you would see from Game of Thrones. Put this here. It's a bit larger. We might go over time because I wanna focus more on some of the last couple ones. So draw a circle here. This curve here, kind of like a snake. This kind of. It's coming out here. This part is much more skinnier. Let's break the wing into this kind of weird structure. Looks like this. Basically like here, same idea. Right. I don't want this. I want this to be as simple as possible, so we're just going to use triangles here. And then we see there's something coming out from under the arms, the wing flaps. Just like this. And it kind of looks like a snake. The belly is about here. The rest of the body kind of bends like that. Actually, that's not part of the wings, that's part of the tail. Oops. So this, decompose. Kind of looks like this, kind of. Because of the perspective, it's looking upwards while opening its jaw. This one. Okay. This one. Right. The joints here. But one thing I've noticed for wyverns compared to dragons is that their appendages, their arms are much more visible. Maybe because they do need more muscle to support both their body mass and their wings, and just kind of prop themselves up. Upward. Like this, okay. Then yeah, this is one of the body is like a circle almost, so tail, whatever shape you want. So this. Wings, once again, I love trapezoids. And then you can use triangles to mark out the basic areas. Like this one is almost more like a trapezoid as well. Right. Not exactly. Kind of discontinuous here. Triangle here, triangle here. Good breakdown. Then do the mouth. That looks like this. Then you can choose to add the small details, especially the spikes. Right. And then of course don't forget the wing flaps, that's very important. I almost did forget it here. Yo, that looks like smog. Awesome. Okay. This is the last one I'm gonna trace before I do the serious reference studies. Let's start with the head this time. So something I noticed is that the top is kind of angled out and the bottom is also angled out, so it makes this kind of this pointy shape for the beak thingy. And the body is very like very smooth, almost like a snake, like the snake studies we did here. So that's something I noticed. And this kind of curves downward back here and then all the way back here. Of course, I'm just tracing, but when you actually do your own studies, you can use circles like I did here. You can use the coil method to do the trace, like I did the coil method for all of these. You can choose not to, you can just fill it out, but I would recommend it. It's pretty easy to implement. Let's do this for the joint. Once again, very nice shape. Just use a square triangle to mark it out. And I notice that I'm using mostly 2D shapes, but I'm no expert yet, so I haven't exactly reached the 3D shape domain. But for me right now, if you're not focusing too much on topics like foreshortening, then I don't think it's an issue for you to have to know how to draw 3D shapes, or need to do it's 2D shapes, then you'll be fine for now. It might come back and bite you, but that's okay. You can always learn. For beginners, it's important to not overload yourself with knowledge. Just know the basics, know how to apply them, and you'll be set. You do know this part is kind of connected to the front. And something just in your mind was that kind of close around this. And stops, then close the other way. So that's something you can use to break down the structure of the dragon. Right? Maybe I used the coil on the wrong way. Yeah. So you do want to make sure that the direction of the coil makes sense, right? Thank you. Go like this. So we're done with these field dragons. So about 20 minutes left. We're definitely gonna go over time, but that's fine. I'm gonna make these here. I'm gonna delete this actually. No point. And this one I'm gonna delete. So here's something I actually do want to focus on. One is especially dragons in the background. I think these are so cool, and there's also just a general head shape of the dragons. So I wanna do this one. Okay, so oops. So it kind of looks like this, right? Kind of angled this way, right? So kind of do this, kind of curved like this. No, the shape isn't too beautiful right now, but that's okay. Notice. Let me just keep these guidelines. I do like them for now. Maybe more slanted. So that this goes upward a bit for the mouth, and it goes downward because of the spike. Kind of see something interesting happening here as well. It goes outward, spike, then kind of has this kind of weird. So it can stretch its mouth pretty far, actually. So I'm gonna do this. Like this, right? That's too short. The other one is kind of hidden, so kind of mean or grump. He's looking for a snack, and we don't want to be in the vicinity. Yeah, it is kind of difficult to sketch. You're right, Mitty, but I think if you can like just get the general shape down, it's pretty cool, right? And the body, kind of like this. Right? I want to give it more volume. The spikes are kind of going like every single direction. I'm not gonna make it the most faithful to the original sketch, but I'll try my best. Right. And it's kind of like oriented, like so. This somehow has both spikes on the bottom and on the top. That's kind of cool. Like this. This can be a bit smoother. details here are mostly just like I guess scales or other spikes. Right. I'm gonna kind of move this kind of back, like so. Give it more volume. Kind of move this back as well. Give it more volume. And okay, then I'm gonna do the line off. Curve a bit upward here, but we're gonna maintain that shape on the outside. Got a divot here. My pen is not responding. I think I drew it a bit flat, so let's do this. So hardest animal to draw, is it this or something else? Honestly, I feel like dragons are probably the hardest things to draw. I don't know if this and unicorns and centaurs maybe too, cause like I say centaurs because like you need like good knowledge of like human anatomy and like horse anatomy, and they're two complete different things. Dragons, I think they are easier to draw actually because they don't exist, so like you can kind of draw them however you like. So a lot of people just draw them willy-nilly, but for centaurs I think you might have to be a bit more accurate because you know how like the upper body of a human is structured, like their muscle groups, and you know how the bottom of a horse is structured. So I do think centaurs are probably one of the hardest things to draw. I haven't drawn one, but it did take me a while to learn how to draw horses too. Yeah, okay, I like this so far. Dragons are probably, I think, the second hardest thing to draw after centaurs. I wouldn't bet on it. Dragons are basically like a combination of some four-legged creature, a snake, and then a human, because it has like muscle structure similar to a human but not really. You know what, this doesn't look the best, but it's fine. It's fine to be a bit messy. Like this. It's fine. So like this, right? Doesn't look the best, but it's fine. And drag this downward. Whoa, I don't know. Which one looks the coolest? Probably the one where they spewing fire. That one looks really cool. Head, something like this. Down the body like this. running out of space. He's a mean one, Mr. Grinch. The one on the top left looks so dope as fuck. Yeah, this one looks dope. They all look so good, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do this one, the one with spewing fire. Its teeth is kind of like this, kind of gives us more of a angled approach. And its mouth is kind of like, it can stretch pretty far, so it does look like a snake. For snakes, we did see how its muscles were able to stretch out this far. So, what was it? Oh. I think this should give it even more like this. Yes. That's coming out here. I don't like the way I draw like this. It's kind of claw shape. Do this. Do this. It has to be like over, kind of like overlapping. This. Kind of weird. It's kind of for this. Kind of like this. Like this. What are you doing for day 11? Let me check actually. For day 11, I am doing heads and faces. Stylizing heads and faces. Yeah. I do have a schedule, but I haven't posted it yet. I don't know if I will post it. There's a curve here, there's a tongue. How its tongue does not get burned by its own fire perplexes me. This way. Let's need to be flat. Here you can add some teeth. Can add more detail here. Save it here. It's spilling fire here. I think that's good enough. Okay. I want to do these. These are so cool. So some of the silhouettes, some background. Check this one out. want a shape like this. Just kind of like this. There's a long body, kind of. Here. Set the side angle to make these. Like this. Like this. Like this, but I want it to be a bit more tilted. This one, the tail might be a bit hard to tell which one is the head, which one is the tail. So I make the body bigger like this. This one's a very classic one that I love. So with this, we want this side to be more structure like this. This one is kind of like a dive. head is kind of really hard to see. And the way I drew it kind of makes it look 2D instead of 3D. So I'm gonna do this. Here as well. I think the main issue is because of the wings. And the body should curve like this almost. It's pretty fun to draw silhouettes. And yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here for today. Let's move these to the side. Get my watermark. And here. Move this over here. This whole thing here. I'm gonna set most of the sketch to 20. Okay, I think that's enough for today. So just an idea, you should try drawing some Pokemon forums and drawing days. Oh, actually I might. I need to check my schedule because my schedule is absolutely jam-packed. But yeah, I will think about that definitely. But to wrap up the stream, thanks to everybody for coming to watch. Today we did snakes, wyverns, and dragons. Did some claws, talons, and yeah, dragons are mostly just a mix between a snake because of their kind of circular body and their scales, and then they kind of like some kind of cat because of their a dog because of their hind leg paws. The wings are like birds. Yeah, dragon's just like a conglomeration of everything we've been drawing these last couple of days, and it has muscle structures like a human almost. So I'm gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.